Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Schneider. We're going to go over the math today. I'm not going to be in the screen for most of the time because I really want you to be able to see this screen large. If you're obviously watching this on YouTube, if you are, enlarge your screen so you can see these numbers nice and close. All right, I'm going to get out of the way. All right, our first question says, Heather writes a number that shows 30 parts of 100. Select all that could be Heather's number. So if it's 30 parts of 100, let's make our fraction. Before we even look at these choices, we're going to make our fraction because we know that if it's 30 parts of 100, altogether there are 100 parts, and she's representing 30. So if we look at our numbers, our choices, right away I can see that the last one is our answer. But don't discount the other ones so let's go through it. So if we were to say this out loud, it would be 30 hundredths. Let's look at our first choice. 0 in the ones column, 3 in the tenths, 0 in the hundreds. So this would also be 30 hundredths. So this would be one of my choices as well. Now, if I say this one out loud, 3 hundredths. 3 hundredths. That's not the same as 30 hundredths. So this is not a choice. This would be 30 tenths. 30 tenths. Not the same as 30 over 100. And now this says 3 tenths. But if I have 3 tenths, remember, I could put a 0 in my hundredths column there. And my 3 tenths, right, 3 tens equals what, 30, right, 30. So this would be an answer as well. 3 tenths would be the same as 30 hundredths, which would be 30 hundredths. So number 1, your choices are first one, second and third are not, fourth and fifth. Alrighty, let's look at number 2. It says, which symbol makes the comparison true? Write the correct symbol from the box. Now, it's either less than, greater than, or equal to. All right, well, we're going to compare. First, we're going to start in the tens column. They're both 3s, so they're good. They're equal. Go to the ones column. They're both 2s. They're equal. Go to the tenths column. Up 7 is bigger than 6. So that means this whole number is bigger than this number. 32 and 76 hundredths is greater than 32 and 65 hundredths. All right, number 3. Jackson buys a book for $12.85 and spends $5.89 for lunch. How much more did the book cost than lunch? Draw or use coins and bills to solve. So we are going to look at this. Our book costs $12.85. Our lunch costs $5.89. How much more does the book cost than lunch? All right. How much more means what operation? So in your head, you should be thinking, how much more means what? How much more means subtraction. So we are going to subtract these two numbers. $12.85 minus $5.89. Remember, line up the decimal points. That's how you subtract decimals. You line up the decimal points. 5 minus 9 we can't do. So we're going to cross out the 8, make it a 7. Cross out the 5, make it a 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. 7 minus 8, I can't do that now, so I'm going to cross out my 2, make it a 1. Cross out my 7, make it a 17. 17 minus 9, oh, I'm sorry, I gave you the answer. Some things never change. 17 minus 8 equals 9. Put your decimal point straight down. 1 minus 5 I can't do, so cross out this one, make it a 0. Cross out this one, make it 11. 11 minus 5 equals 6. 0 minus nothing equals nothing, and our dollar sign. So our answer is $6.96. I want to just check. You can still see my screen up there, yes. All right, number 4. Which statement is true? Now, on the text, it actually gives you a picture, which is really nice because you can see the shading is a little hard when you print it out, but it gives you a picture of what 12 hundredths looks like, and it gives you a picture of what 6 hundredths looks like. Now, I want everyone to think about money. So if I had 12 cents and you had 6 cents, who has more? 12 cents is greater than 6 cents. So we have to find that one. So in the first one, A, it says we're going to do 12 hundredths or 12 cents is less than 6 cents. Is that true? 12 cents is less than 6 cents? No. All right, 6 cents. Now, I'm saying cents even though there's no dollar sign because I think kids relate better to cents and dollars and cents rather than decimals. So I think it's easier for kids to think of decimals in connection to money. And it always works out. So you can think about it as money. So 6 cents is greater than 12 cents. No. 6 cents is equal to 12 cents. No. 6 cents is less than 12 cents. Yes. So this is our answer. D. All right, we're going to move on. I only brought 2 boards home, and now I'm kicking myself. I wish I had more. So after number 8, I'm going to have to do my boards again, rewrite all the questions. All right, number 5. It says, what is 1 23 hundredths written as a fraction or mixed number? So let's look at this. 1 23 hundredths. This 1 is in the ones column. It means 1 whole. So let's just do a look. Does this have a 1 whole? No, it doesn't. It only has a fraction. So that's, let me get the blue so it's easier to see. So this is not an answer. Does this have a 1 whole? No, it has 23 over 100, 23 hundredths. No. Does this have 1 whole? Yes, it does. So that could be your answer. Or does this have 1 whole? Yes, it does. So now we're down to these 2. So both of these have the 1 whole. Now we want to look at the decimal. 23 hundredths. 23 hundredths. That's what we're looking for. This is 87 hundredths. So is that our answer? No. And this is 23 hundredths. 1 23 hundredths. So this is our answer. 1 23 hundredths. Now, if I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. Pause, rewind, watch it again. If any of these questions you have trouble on, watch it a couple of times. Like it's hard because we're not together and I can't just keep explaining it to you, but you could just rewatch this over and over again until you can understand it. And then if you're still stuck, tomorrow during our math groups on Zoom, you can ask me. But you have to come with your questions so I know what to help you with. All right, number 7. Oh, number 6, down here. Which point is incorrectly labeled? So let's look at our number line first. So this is a number line. It starts at 0. It ends at 1. So everything is going to be less than 1 on this number line. And now we're dealing with decimals. So we know we have tenths or we have hundredths. So in this case, it starts at 0. It ends at 1. And there's 10 equal parts. Right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 parts. So our first part is named 1/10. And that would be the fraction 1/10. A. That is correct. So this would be 2/10. And we would write our decimal point 2. You could do 0.2 or decimal 2 is also correct. All right, so this would be 3/10. 3/10. This would be 4/10. 0.4. So now they have this one labeled. B is 5/10. Is that correct? Yes, it is, because look. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. Correct. So this would be 6/10. This would be 7/10. Oh, but look what it has here. It has 75 hundredths. That's not correct. This should be, so this is not correct. And our answer is this one multiple choice one? No, it's not multiple choice. You just have to write it in. So point C. Let me erase this C and put it over. Okay, and now it says explain. Don't forget that explain. So you have to just, this actually is all your work. And this is, so you just say what we did. We labeled each part, and point C should be labeled 7/10, not 75 hundredths. And we could keep going and show the rest of our labeling. Right, this is 8/10, and this is 9/10. And of course, one whole would be 10/10. And this would be 0.8, 0.9, 1.0. Alrighty, this one you might have to go back and watch again to see if it's labeled, to see how it's labeled. All right, number 7. So now we're on the second page. Number 7. It says, which number is best represented by point R on the number line? Up another number line, but this one's different. See, our last number line started at 0 and ended at 1. This one starts at 33.0 and ends at 34.0. So don't let the big numbers throw you off. There's really no difference. It's still going to go up the same. So if we started at 33.0 is our first number, then our second one would be 33.1, because look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 spots on our number line. Tenths. Get it? 10 spots, tenths. So this one would be 33 and 1/10. This one would be 33. Oh, that's messy. Let's keep going, see if we're right. Now, if you notice, I'm going up and down because it's just too many numbers to be there. And look, this is right, 33.5, that's the number they gave us, so that's right. And then we'll do 33.6, 33.7, 33.8, 33.9, 34.0. So R, we'll put it at the bottom. Okay, number 8. Write a fraction in decimal to represent the part of the grid that is shaded. Now I have to admit, when I printed this out, it was hard to see. Easier to see when it's on the screen. But so I drew our grid out, and now we'll count them. We know each column is 10, right? Because it's 100 grid, so each column is 10. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and then count 41. I'm going to try to make sure I'm not in the way. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So this is 49 hundredths, or 49 over 100. Alrighty. So I'm going to be splicing some videos together because this is all I can fit on my 2 boards. I got to erase them and do them again now. Alrighty, I'll see you in a bit. Hi everyone, I'm back. Alright, we're up to number 9. So let's look at our paper. Number 9 says, draw a line from each decimal to its equivalent fraction. Okay, let's look at what we have, and let's start with something that we really know that's pretty easy. Let's look at this one. This is a decimal, and it says 3 hundredths. 3 hundredths. So let's find 3 hundredths over here. This is 3 tenths, 30 tenths, 3 hundredths, 300 tenths. So 3 hundredths, right? So this is our first. Let me do an orange so we can see it. Okay, let's go up to this one. This says 3 tenths, which matches with this one, this fraction, 3 tenths. All right, now we have 3 and 30. So both of these are improper fractions that we really have to correct in order to get an answer. So if you remember, an improper fraction means the number on the top is bigger than the number on the bottom, and it can't be. So we're going to, what operation will we use here? Think for a second. We're going to divide. So if you said divide, that's correct. 10 goes into 30. Let's count. 10, 20, 30. So this equals 3. So that means that this goes to this one. Now, I know what everyone's going to do right now. You're going to be like, oh, this is the last one. It has to go together. But we really need to make sure that's true. So we're going to make this division problem here. And we're going to have to squeeze it in over here. All right, now this is bigger numbers than we're used to, but it's no problem. So we have 10 into, does 10 go into 3? No. Does 10 go into 30? Yes, let's count. 10, 20, 30. That's 3. 3 times 10 is 30. Bring down our 0. Does 10 go into 0, or how many times does 10 go into 0? It goes in 0 times. 0 times 10 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So this 300 over 10 equals 30. And that matches with this one. Alrighty. If you're stuck, you didn't understand that so great, pause, go back, and watch me do that again. And keep going back over and over until you see if you can really get it. And remember, if you're stuck on any of these, we're going to go over it in a small group tomorrow. Bring your questions. All right, number 10. Number 10 says, choose yes or no to tell if the comparison is correct. I'm just going to write yes or no. I just didn't have enough room to write yes and no for all those little circles. I wanted to have more room for the numbers. All right, remember, decimals think of money. Kids know a lot about money. You're used to money, so it makes more sense to think about money. So think about $4.77 compared to $4.47. Well, let's see. We have our ones column. Both have 4s. And we have our decimal point. We have our tenths column. This has a 7. This has a 4. 7 is greater than 4. So is this correct? No. So that first one, no, it's not correct. It should be this. All right, next one. Our ones column, both have 3s in them. That's equal. Then we have our decimal points. Now we go to our tenths column. 5 is blank than 8. 5 is less than 8. Does that say less than? No. All right. Oh, this is like an optical illusion. They're trying to trick us. Look here, we have a number in the tens column, and we have a number in the ones column, right? We have a number in the tens column, a number in the ones column. Here we have hundreds, tens, and ones. So right away, look, here's our imaginary hundreds column right here. Tens, hundreds, tens, ones. What number is in this ones column? Oh, there's nothing there. So nothing is compared to 1 is nothing less than 1, greater than 1, or equal to 1. So this would be less than. That would be correct. No number is less than 1. And our last one, we have our tens column. Oh, this is a good one. Right away it starts. 6 is compared to 5. 6 is greater than 5. That is correct. So your answers are no, no, yes, yes. All right, let's look at number 11. Number 11 says add the fractions. Alrighty, now we spent a long time on this last week, right? We cannot add fractions that have different denominators, so we need to get them all the same. And because we're dealing with tens and hundreds, we're always going to make our 10 into 100. So we're going to do that by making an equivalent fraction. Remember, 10 times what equals 100? 10 times what equals 100? 10 times 10. And remember, whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So our new fraction is 80 over 100. 8 times 10 is 80. 10 times 10 is 100. All right, we have to change that 1/10 also. So we're going to multiply 10 over 10. So our new fraction, 1 times 10 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. And we're going to leave that last one, 7 over 100, because that had the 100 as a denominator. All right, so 80 plus 10 is 90. 90 plus 7 is 97 over 100. And that's our answer, 97 100ths. All right, number 12 is the same. We have to add these two, so we have to change this one. We're going to multiply top and bottom by 10. So 9 times 10 is 90. 10 times 10 is 100. And if you're wondering, remember how I got 10? I need my bottom number to be 100. So 10, the only number I can multiply this by to get 100 is 10. $90 plus 4 is 94, and then the bottom number stays the same, denominator stays the same, so it's 94 hundredths. All right, so let me bring my next board up. I have 3 more questions to go. You should be really checking your work, right? You did this first, and now you're checking it. If you're stuck on something, pause the video and rewind and go over it again. All right, number 13. Nina used 100 beads to make 2 bracelets. 50 of the beads were red. So let's just stop there. She has 100 beads. So and we know she needs to, we're going to write a fraction first because it's asking about a decimal later on. But let's write the fraction first before we even go on anymore. So how many beads does Nina have all together? All together she has 100 beads. That's going to be our denominator, 100, because that's how many beads she has all together. Then it says 50 of the beads were red. So 50, so how many were red? 50. So this is our fraction, 50 over 100. She wrote 5/100ths of the beads were red. Did she write it correctly? Well, we have our fraction, so let's change this into a decimal. We'll do the 0 as like a placeholder for our ones column. And now 50 hundredths. 50 hundredths. Is this the same as this? No. So did she write it correctly? No. And then you have to explain why. She should have written this instead, 50 hundredths. This is 5 hundredths. That would only mean 5 of the beads were red, not 50. All right, number 14. What is 41 hundredths written as a fraction? Exactly how we say it. So let's say it again. 41 hundredths. 41 hundredths. And for number 15, we have to write a decimal and a fraction. So we have our grid. So we know each row is 10, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So our fraction, 47 hundredths, and our decimal, 4,700. So we can put 0 as a placeholder. Alrighty. So that's our 1 to 15. That's what you needed to do today for math. I hope you did your math first, right? That's what I talked about in a morning message video, doing the math first and then watching this video. If you're stuck on any of these questions, go back and watch the video again. Watch it a few times. If you still have a trouble with it or you just want me to explain it again, just put a little star or a little like, oh, Mrs. Schneider next to it, and tomorrow during groups we'll do it. Alrighty, see you later, guys. Bye.